How many times, Leafs Nation, have we watched the dazzling display of talent, the regular season heroics, only for the dream to shatter against the unforgiving wall of playoff physicality? Are you ready to confront the uncomfortable truth, to cross the most sacred divide, if it means finally forging a championship team? For too long, the Toronto Maple Leafs have been a symphony of offensive brilliance, a highlight reel waiting to happen. Their skilled forwards weave magic, their power play hums with lethal precision, and the regular season often feels like a triumphant march. Yet a persistent, gnawing question has haunted the faithful, a dark cloud clinging to every postseason. Do they possess the raw, unyielding grit, the sheer, unapologetic sandpaper needed to win when the stakes are highest? When the ice shrinks, the hits get harder, and the very air crackles with desperation in the crucible of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's a narrative etched into the very soul of their postseason disappointments, a ghost that whispers doubts in the ears of even the most optimistic fans. But now a whisper has grown into a thunderous roar, a rumor so utterly audacious, so strategically provocative, that it demands our undivided attention. The Toronto Maple Leafs are reportedly eyeing a trade for a defenseman from their bitter rivals, the Montreal Canadiens, a player who embodies the very toughness Toronto has so often been accused of lacking. This isn't just about adding another body to an already formidable defensive core. It's about a profound philosophical shift, a potential declaration that the Maple Leafs are, at long last, ready to embrace the bruising physicality required to conquer their playoff demons. And the name at the center of this electrifying speculation? None other than Arber Xhekaj, the bruising, intimidating presence affectionately known as the Sheriff in Montreal. According to the astute NHL analyst Jeff Hanna of NHL Trade Rumor, the Maple Leafs, despite boasting one of the league's premier defensive units, are seriously considering making a move for Xhekaj. Hanna's analysis cuts straight to the core of Toronto's perennial problem, articulating a sentiment shared by countless fans and pundits alike. The Toronto Maple Leafs are a team loaded with skill, but they've been accused of lacking the sandpaper needed to win in the playoffs. Hanna wrote, he posits Xhekaj as the ultimate remedy, a throwback to a bygone era whose imposing 6 feet 4 inches frame and fearless approach can single-handedly alter the momentum of a game. Imagine the sheer audacity, the blue and white reaching across the historic divide, straight into the heart of their fiercest rival, to pluck a player from the red, white, and blue. A player whose very essence is defined by the physical intensity Toronto has craved. The Maple Leafs have indeed made commendable efforts to inject more grit into their lineup in recent times, bringing in valuable players like Dakota Joshua and Michael Petta. These additions have certainly contributed, adding a much-needed layer of tenacity and making the team harder to play against. However, as Hanna astutely points out, they still lack a true enforcer, a player whose mere presence strikes a different kind of fear into the hearts of opponents. Xhekaj, with his bone-jarring hits, his willingness to drop the gloves, and his unwavering commitment to defending his teammates, is precisely that player. He's not a finesse defenseman, he's a force of nature, a human wrecking ball designed to make life miserable for anyone who dares to challenge his teammates or venture too close to his net. Think about the profound implications. Xhekaj wouldn't be acquired to light up the scoreboard with 20 goals a season. His role would be far more primal, far more essential to the Leafs' playoff aspirations, to protect their burgeoning young stars. He would be tasked with safeguarding the likes of Easton Cowan, Matthias Maxelli, and Nick Robertson, ensuring they have the space and security to unleash their offensive brilliance. Picture it, a player like Xhekaj patrolling the blue line, a veritable guardian, ensuring that Toronto's skilled forwards can operate with a greater sense of security, knowing that any cheap shots or liberties taken against them will be met with immediate decisive retribution. This isn't just about adding a defenseman, it's about adding a psychological weapon, a deterrent that could allow Toronto's offensive maestros to truly flourish without fear. The intrigue is undeniable, the potential impact immense. Of course, acquiring a player of Xhekaj's unique profile, especially from a division rival, comes with a significant price tag. Xhekaj is currently in the final year of a 2-year, $2.6 million deal, set to become a restricted free agent at its conclusion. This makes him an even more attractive asset, a young, impactful defenseman with team control, offering long-term value. While initial whispers suggested a second-round pick might be enough, Hannah, ever the realist, expects the cost to be considerably higher, attributing it to the infamous Leafs tax. This isn't just a negotiation, it's a high-stakes poker game between two franchises whose rivalry runs deeper than any other in hockey. A second-round pick might seem like a steep price for a player with more penalty minutes than points, Hannah conceded, acknowledging Xhekaj's offensive limitations. But for a team in the Leafs' position, desperate to break through, it's a small price to pay for the kind of toughness that wins championships. And let's be honest, the Leafs tax is a very real phenomenon. This tax isn't just about Toronto's market size or the intense media scrutiny. It's about the historical animosity, the deep-seated desire of the Canadiens to extract maximum value, and perhaps a little extra from their most hated foe. Hannah suggests that Montreal will likely demand a little something extra to sweeten the deal, perhaps a promising depth player like Marshall Riffai, who currently faces a crowded path to the NHL in Toronto. A second-round pick and a promising depth player for a bruising third-pair defenseman who could be a genuine game-changer in playoffs? For a team desperate to break through, Hannah believes that's a deal the Leafs should make every day of the week. Xhekaj's stat line of 1 goal and 5 assists for 6 points in 70 games might not jump off the page, but his value isn't measured in offensive production. It's measured in his ability to clear the crease with authority, to win crucial board battles, to intimidate opponents, and to provide a physical edge that can wear down even the toughest competition over a grueling 7-game series. He would slot in as a bruising third-pair defenseman, bolstering a blue line that, while already strong, could use an added layer of unyielding physicality. This potential move also needs to be viewed through the lens of General Manager Brad Treliving's overarching defensive philosophy. Since taking the helm, Treliving has consistently emphasized building a blue line that is harder to play against, a unit that can dictate the terms of engagement. He's expressed confidence in the current makeup of his defense, highlighting their length and their ability to transition the puck out of their own end. In today's game, I like the length of our defense. I like the makeup of our defense. We've still got to be able to get out of our own end, Treliving stated, outlining his vision. He acknowledged areas for improvement such as closing quicker and taking away space, and noted that their aggressive style might lead to giving up some volume, but with the strategic goal of taking away what they consider the most dangerous chances. Treliving's confidence in his current defensive core, led by stalwarts like Chris Tanev and Morgan Rielly, is well placed. They possess a blend of offensive prowess, defensive reliability, and veteran leadership. So, how does Xhekaj fit into this picture? He doesn't necessarily replace anyone. Rather, he complements them. He adds a dimension that is currently less prevalent, that pure, unadulterated physicality. While Treliving also expressed a desire for more offense from our defense, he also stressed the need to avoid rigidity. I like the decor, but we can't be rigid, he concluded, leaving the door open for strategic additions that address specific needs. Xhekaj would be that specific addition, a specialist brought in to fulfill a crucial, often overlooked role. He's the missing piece of the puzzle, the bouncer for the party, ensuring that Toronto's skilled players can dance without fear of being pushed around. This isn't just about a trade, it's about a declaration of intent. It's the Maple Leafs, a franchise with a history of playoff heartbreak, finally acknowledging that skill alone isn't enough. It's about recognizing that sometimes, to achieve ultimate glory, you need to be willing to make uncomfortable decisions to cross enemy lines and to embrace the very qualities you've historically lacked. The acquisition of Arber Xhekaj wouldn't just add a defenseman, it would add a statement, a tangible commitment to becoming a team that is not only talented but also utterly relentless, a team that opponents dread facing in the postseason. It's a move that could finally provide the championship-winning sandpaper that Leafs Nation has been so desperately craving. So, what do you say, hockey fanatics? Is this the bold, perhaps even shocking move that finally pushes the Toronto Maple Leafs over the playoff hump? Does the thought of the sheriff in blue and white send shivers down your spine, promising a new era of physical dominance? Or Do you think the price is simply too high for a physical presence, no matter how impactful? Share your passionate opinions, your hopes, and your fears in the comments below. We want to hear every single thought, every nuanced perspective on this potential game changer. And if you found this deep dive into the heart of NHL trade speculation as thrilling and thought-provoking as we did, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more exclusive insights and fiery hockey discussions. Your engagement is the fuel that keeps this channel roaring.